Let's take a look at shares of the Honest Company, recent IPO here in the market, off about 7% following their first quarterly report since completing that IPO. And Brian Sozzi, stock under a little bit of pressure here. It's been an interesting stock story to follow over the last month. Honest came public really right when some of the steam for the IPO market seemed to be coming out of that, but has had a pretty positive reception. Stock has traded above that IPO initial listing price, but here, pretty much round tripping, at least given the early indication that we have seen in today's trading.
Yeah, the bottom is really dropping out of this one, Myles and Julie. And it's interesting. So Honest reported after the close yesterday, the stock was down about 1%, but you're seeing it now down about close to 8% in the pre-market is the indication I have. And might be a couple of factors here. So their key diaper sales, that was down 2% year over year. Of course, that is comparison related to last year when everyone was stocking up during the height of the pandemic. Their skin and personal care products, that was up 42% year over year. That was good. Household and wellness products, that was up 53% year over year. So those things were okay. Maybe some concern on the street about how their diaper business did. But the company did report an operating loss despite those big gains, $4.1 million operating loss for the company. And just gauging some of the mood or the sentiment on the street, I'm looking at the folks at Guggenheim, and they're calling out more competition in the clean diaper space as a key risk for Honest moving forward for the balance of this year. Also, the street seems to be unclear on how long Honest can continue to put up these sales growth rates in personal care products. It's a very competitive industry, and increasingly so in the clean cosmetics and skincare aisle. A lot of companies are getting involved in that space. Of course, ELF, Procter & Gamble is also a player in that space as well. So for now, the street is wanting to, or just trying to take a pause on the stock, seeing where the next catalyst comes from. Apparently, the catalyst, the upside, was not this earnings report, Julie.
Yeah, just a couple of additional things to say. Honest did not give a forecast, so that seems to be an area of concern for some analysts as well. In addition to that, there's a lot of talk in the notes I was looking at this morning about cadence of sales, not just from last year to this year, but then through this year. Stephanie Wissink over at Jefferies talked about Amazon Prime Day, and will the company have difficulty replenishing its inventory following Prime Day if it does see big sales there? So will the company sort of struggle with price increases? What's going to happen with inventory? Those are some of the questions, at least, that some of the analysts are asking in those notes this morning, guys.
Yeah, and look, latest quarter, shows annual revenue on a run rate right around, let's be generous, let's call it $350 million, while the company's valuation right around $1.6 billion. So still trading at a nice multiple of sales for, again, what we're kind of outlining here is ultimately a consumer staple of a